Vital Vertigo here. I'm going to say, well, hello, everybody. DJ Vital Vertigo here. It's Sunday night. It's the 17th. I was supposed to go to see a Kathleen Edwards concert tonight, but I am exhausted, so I am not going. Kathleen Edwards has moved to the Tampa Bay area, so I'll have other opportunities to check her out. It's been a while, probably about a few weeks since my last video. But I just want to tell you what I've been listening to. This is going to be a real quick video. I just want to say hello to everybody. Hi to Rachel and Mamazi and to John and Waxed. Anyway, I don't even know if Waxed even is subscribed. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Actually, what I just finished listening to, I found this record. I don't know where I found it. Found it pretty cheap. Oh, I know where I found it. Found it in my local store, Daddy Cool. And I got it for like about $4. It's a Ray Charles invites you to listen. It's all these standards that he does, and you would think that it would be real schmaltzy because it has an orchestra on it and stuff. And you know, early on, Ray Charles tried to emulate um, Nat King Cole, and you know, he didn't really hit hard until he started doing some real soulful stuff. But this record, it seems like it would be very much like a Nat King Cole type thing, real poppy and schmaltzy and stuff. But actually, with all the heavy duty, you know, orchestrations and everything, he just sings the crap out of these songs. He sings "She's Funny That Way." That's how the album opens up with. It's incredible. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? You made me love you. But he does the Beatles yesterday. A little connection from Mazzy there. He does also G Baby AI, Good to You. He does People. There's a lot of really good standards on here, and you know that the Beatles are considered standards as well. So, and this nice little record. I also listened to. I got this at Record Store Day about I guess 2 years ago. This is St. Paul and the Broken Bones. They do a live version of the whole album, Half the City, their first album. They do this all live in Alabama and Avondale Brewing Company. I went to several stores to try to find this one on Record Store Day, and it was really difficult to get because it was sold out everywhere because people didn't get large runs of this. They had like one or two pieces. And after I got it, killing myself to get it, I found out that Mojo Records in Tampa had like 10 copies. I was like, I went everywhere. Anyway, so I finally had gotten it. And then I never really listened to it, like, never really gave it a real listen. And I gave it a real good listen today. And I'm telling you, it's amazing, especially side D with Let It Be So, Dixie Rothko, and It's Midnight, the closing songs on this. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. Paul Janeway just rocks it. And the band, of course. They all just rock it, but he's just, you know, he's always going vocally where you never think he's gonna go. He just keeps going further and further. And just it kind of makes me think of Janis Joplin sometimes where you don't know where that person's gonna go. Amazing. This one I got at Sound Exchange for like $2. A double LP. This is called Richard P. Havens, 1983. And I didn't understand the title because this was actually released in 1969. It was recorded in 1968. It's a double LP. A lot of his own compositions, but also quite a few numbers by the Beatles, and also a song by Bob Dylan, a song by Donovan, and a song by Leonard Cohen. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But the song that stands out to me is the song that he wrote called "For Haven's Sake." It's really good. It's a long piece, 7 minutes, but it's really good. Also, "What More Can I Say, John?" That's another one. That's an also Richie Havens composition. But he does "Strawberry Fields Forever." He does "I Pity the Poor Immigrant" by Dylan. Lady Madonna. He does "Priest" by Leonard Cohen. He also does "She's Leaving Home" and "With a Little Help from My Friends," both from the Beatles. And then he does "Wear Your Love Like Heaven" by Donovan. I highly recommend this. This is a combination of studio recordings and live recordings done in 1968. And the reason why it's called 1983 because he apparently the rumor has it that he had like a this kind of Orwellian dread of 1984. So he was basically saying this is before all the horrible things will happen. It's 1983. He was feeling like 1983 was coming early. So that's why he titled the record that way. That's what I heard anyway. So definitely a recommendation. I went to my local Pet Pal thrift store and picked up a bunch of stuff, 20 cents a piece. I haven't listened to all these yet, and I don't know what condition. I mean, some of them look like they're in pretty decent condition. I have to look at them, I have to clean them. But I got Eagles on the Border. It's got Already Gone on it, of course. Old 55, Best of My Love. Yeah. 20 cents a piece. This next one, the covers aren't all in good condition. So, but I'll have to parse through and see which ones I'm going to keep and which ones not. This is Carole King, um, Rhymes and Reasons. I don't really know this album that well, but it's Carole King. You know, come on. Cover, like I said, the cover's not in good condition, but the record is. Got this has got to be a reissue, but an early reissue. Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin'. And it's got, you know, Glad to Be Unhappy, Sing for Your Supper, Go Where You Want to Go, For the Love of Ivy, No Salt on Her Tail, Do You Want to Dance, Dedicated to the One I Love. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the double, triple exposure photograph that they have there. You can see that. 20 cents. Classic. Joni Mitchell. Any Joni Mitchell fans out there can figure this one out right away. It's Court and Spark. You know, and of course this has Help Me, Free Man, Carna Hill, Down to You, Twisted. You know, Joni Mitchell. And then I got a bunch of these. Got Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue. Don't know it. I'll check it out. I've seen this one before. Turn Up a Friendly Card, Alan Parsons Project. And In-Groove Mike would really appreciate this one because that spoof video he did on this one when the reissue came out or the MoFi came out or whatever it was. And this is in Eye in the Sky, Alan Parsons Project. Got the Popo, Police. Regatta de Blanc, Love Anything Police. Message in the Bottle, Bring on the Night, Walking on the Moon, Bed's Too Big Without You, you know. Love me some Police, I tell you. And there's like I said, the covers are not the best, but the records are really good. For 20 cents, you just can't, you know. And like I said, I'll listen to them. If they're okay, I might just recycle them, or if they're really good condition, I'm just gonna keep it. And also, I got a soundtrack. Love Means Never Having to Say You're Sorry. Love Story soundtrack. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Na 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 na. It's got the shrink on it still. Yeah, I remember this movie. I went to see this movie on my sister's date. She had a date with her boyfriend and she was babysitting, so she had to take me with her. And he took her to see this movie, and of course, I got to go to see it as well. So I was really little, and I didn't really get it because I was really little. But I remember it, and I remember her dying. And I thought she died because she had a bad cold because she was out in the cold weather, like in the few scenes before she found out she had cancer, I didn't know what cancer was. I thought she got a really bad cold, died from a really bad cold, because she was freezing out in the front of the apartment after she had to fight with him. That whole thing. Ryan O'Neal, I don't like him. I just don't like the guy. I met him. He's not a nice guy. Anyway, and I don't usually say that about people, but he's not a nice guy. Anyway, but this was a good movie, though. I mean, for the times, it's one of those romantic movies. It's a big deal. Anyway, I think that's all I have to share with you. Just want to say rest in peace to Dave from De La Soul, and to Richard Belzer from Law and Order, Brett Bacharach, of course, Raquel Welch. Gosh, they're just dropping, you know, and so we have to celebrate people. I had a real fun time last week doing the Burt Bacharach special on my show on WMNF 88.5 FM. Got a lot of really great calls, emails, and texts from people. People were really enjoying it. I think I only got one person that said, "Oh, enough with Burt Bacharach already," but everybody else was having a great time listening and remembering and just saying, yeah, he really, regardless of how you feel about the music, that was definitely the soundtrack of our lives at that time in the 60s, especially in the 60s. But throughout the decades, he just kept writing, even with his ex-wife, Carol Bayer Sayer, I think it was. Was it her? Yeah. Anyway, him and Hal David had a really good run, and his muse was Dionne Warwick until that was no longer happening. And then he, for a while, tried out with Stephanie Mills, who was just coming off of The Wiz on Broadway, and he did an album or two, I think, with her. And but that wasn't really working out that well. She went other paths to do more funky, dancey music. She was going to continue to do that kind of Burt Bacharach type stuff. It just didn't fit her. I liked it kind of, sort of, but it didn't really fit Stephanie Mills' style. Um, and I think he eventually got back with Dionne Warwick for a few other things, but other people as well, of course. So anyway, I digress. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Down here in Florida, it's kind of warm and cold and warm and cold. It's just really weird. It just keeps changing back and forth. Um, I think we're going into spring, summer now. I think the cold is probably going to be going away soon. Down here, for us, cold, 50 something degrees, of course, 40 something degrees. Um, Record Store Day is coming up in April, and some people are underwhelmed by it. I find that there's some really good stuff on there. There's a lot of live releases that I'm interested in, like the Frank Black one, and that Roy Ayers looks really good. That's not a live one, but it's Roy Ayers, and also the Romeo Void live. That's my number one. I'm not really up for a lot of the jazz ones. They're really expensive from what I've seen, and I'm not into spending too much money this time around. Um, I don't know. I rather see some really unusual. I mean, there are some unusual things there, but the prices are just wow. There's a few others. There's a soul compilation that I'm interested in, but definitely the Romeo Void is the one that I'm really, really, really interested in. I love Romeo Void. I love Deborah Io. I just think she is amazing, and I saw them for $5 at NYU years ago. They did a show in a classroom, one of those classrooms that goes like a clamshell type thing with the stair, it goes down. And the audience was like up and they were down there. And oh, it was such a cool, it was in like an auditorium, classroom type thing. And they sang all their songs. And this is before A Girl in Trouble is a Temporary Thing. This is before they even had that record. This is early Romeo Void. Oh, they just killed it. Oh my gosh, it was such a good show. So I'm definitely down for that record. And there's a few others. I think there's a Wilco one that's I'm interested in. And a couple other ones. But anyway, that's all I have to share with you today. I think we went a little over 15 minutes. That's not really that short, but I don't think I have anything else to share with you. If I do, I'll come back and tell you what else I have to say. But just keep listening to music. I don't want to bore you. And if you haven't done so, if you'd like to sub to this channel, I really would like it. If you like, it would be great if you like or sub to this channel. Um, I really would appreciate it. I like to get some more subs in there and be part of this great community, which is the vinyl community. Take care, guys. Peace out. Keep listening to great music. Bye.